Or good afternoon, and welcome to the session on valuing water in Asia, tools and strategies, hosted by the United Nations University, Asian Development Bank, and the University of Tokyo. Our session is about the practical economic method of valuing water and its application in Asia, and it has three parts. First, we have a 5-minute overview in the keynote speech to introduce the concept of valuing water, followed by 60 minutes of breakout discussion and a summary presentation. For question and comment, if you have, you can either use the chat box here in the session page, or if it's during the breakout session, please feel free to reach out to your presenters in the session. Thank you very much for your attention. So now let us start, and we would like to invite our keynote speaker, Dr. Kensuke Fukushi, Professor of University of Tokyo and Academic Director of the United Nations University, for an overview of valuing water. Over to you, Ken.
Thank you very much, Amy. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody, speakers, audience, my colleague, and student as well, to attend this very important conference, a meeting under World Water Week. This year, actually, we also did a very close one, session last year. We want to value water. Water is everywhere, sometimes good, sometimes bad. However, we need a very important issue is we need to value water in order to protect, in order to avoid, in order to do any work under related to water. My name is Ken Fukushi. I'm Academic Director and Academic Program Advisor of UNUIS. Very old concept. In order to develop sustainable society, the balance or harmony between economy, environment, or human is very important. However, in the past decades, especially in developed countries, we have experienced very serious problems. For example, this is not, any part of the Asian country. This is just Tokyo. Just 40, 50 years ago, I was just an elementary school kid at that time, and it was very, very polluted. There are a lot of garbages floating on the river, and river water itself is totally anaerobic. No living creature except anaerobic microorganisms can survive in their water, and water is very smelly. And this is another bigger river, Tama River. It's big, one of the biggest river in Tokyo. It's a form. This is a detergent form coming from the detergent from the household. This is covered in the surface of the totally surface of the water, and it protects sunlight, and as well as it brings the unnecessary nutrient to the lake and coastal area in Japan, and it's finally it's led to the eutrophication. Last 100 years, country of Japan invested a huge amount of money for the wastewater treatment. And the first wastewater treatment plant is installed 100 years ago in Tokyo. And surprisingly, a majority of water in the river in Tokyo is a cleaned or treated wastewater by wastewater treatment technology. Finally, this is a current landscape of Tama River, that is a formed river. And a lot of fishes swimming, and you can enjoy fishing there. Actually, we did change the society by regulation, legislation, technology, and of course, economic power.
Okay, would you like to change your slide? We are seeing the same slide. Okay.
Jesus, sorry about it. This is I'm sorry. This is a second. This is I'm sorry. This is a river of water in Tokyo. I'm sorry about it. Very dirty. And this is from Tama River, 70s. And this is the first. The wastewater treatment plant. In the Tokyo. And this is a water share in the Tokyo River. I'm sorry for this. And this is finally a clean river environment in the Tama River. It's the current landscape. And finally, this is a kind of the very concise concept of this valuing water project. What is the important things in the society? we need a harmony of the economy, environment, and human. And in order to support the activity of this, we need a freshwater environment. We need a good marine water environment for fishes or activities or freshwater resources, any activity and human being. Not only just landscape, household, industrial and commercial activities, various activity we need fresh water or marine water environment. In order to value this relationship of this environment, we need the scientific data and model development. This is very important. Otherwise, without having this, we cannot make a scientific or evidence-based judgment. To communicate with stakeholders, scientific tool for projection of future in an easy way, easy to communicate, is vital. Stakeholder engagement is a must in order to proceed the plan or for decision maker, and the discussion with the stakeholder is very important. Today, discussion on the valuing water, on the textural development, pricing, or no market benefit is going to be discussed in 3 different sessions. This result is going to help in order to have a key concept of the dialogue among stakeholders and having a rapid development of sustainable water environment to support their comfortable and sustainable society. Thank you very much, and sorry about my slide if did not move on a schedule. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ken. So we are now breaking into the discussion groups. We have 3 groups today. Group A by UNU IIS with the University of Tokyo, Group B by UNU Flores in Germany, and Group C by Asian Development Bank. So I can keep this share screen like this during the breakouts. So please choose the one that you would like to join and start discussing. 60 minutes. Thank you very much.
Just one thing, I cannot see my name. Is it already assigned to breakout room 2, as I will be there moderating? Amy, can you hear me?
Yes. We're not assigning anyone on ourselves, but you can choose the one that you would like to join. So on the right side, I think, yeah. You can click.
I can't see my name in the group.
Did you choose to join the room 2?
Sarita, which room would you like to join? I can maybe push you. 2, you said?
I need to join room C.
Room number 2, B. So let's say like that it's the.
Yeah,
There you go.
Thank you, Emily, and thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. And Dale, which one would you like to join? C, you said?
C,
Okay.
contingent valuation. I don't see an invitation.
Just 1 second. Dale, I'm going to move you to room 1, and then I'm going to directly move you to room 3 because right now it's saying that you are in room 3. So give me just 1 second.
And shall we encourage their participant in this main hall to go to the breakout room? We still have a lot of people in.
Please, especially those who have a presentation. Chengayo-san, please go to the room 1. Akane, would you be able to change the names to A, B, C? Would that be still possible so that it's more?
That's good.
Yeah.
Actually, room 3 we're a little bit depopulated, you know. So my encouragement
Yeah.
join to room 3. Room 1 is there. If you go you join there, I think you don't have any chance to participate discussion.
Yes. So please, we don't assign you to a specific group, but please choose the one that you would like, and especially those who are depopulated, as you can say, and enjoy the discussion, please.
Okay, I go myself to room 3.
Thank you. Mr. Raonaga, I think you're from Andhra University.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hi,
thank you
good
very
morning.
much for joining. Would you like to join the group A, the room 1? That's by us, IAS.
Yeah, actually, I like to join Group A.
Okay, I'll go ahead and send you.
Emily, is it easy for you to change the name of the breakout into A, B, C rather than room 1, 2, 3?
The person who created the rooms would be able to rename them, but I can't rename them,
Okay.
unfortunately.
Would it be possible for Akane, or is it somewhat complicated?
Were they the one that created the room?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Akane.
It should-
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you tell me how to change the name of the breaking
Yeah,
out?
if you go to the breakout rooms and then so you
Okay.
have the option for unassigned and then room 1, you should be able
Mhm.
to either double click on it or
Okay, click. Oh, yes, no. Item popping up. Yeah, there's only join button next to the name of the room.
mhm.
Yeah.
It should
I did it.
give you the option if you just hover over the name room 1, room 2, and room 3. It should give you the option to
Okay,
rename
it's
them.
okay. It's okay. I just do like this. That's easier.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
I will back to the room 1.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay.
Apologies.
No worries.
Participants, please, if you have not done so, please choose one of the breakout room and join the discussion.
Amy, can I just stay here because I'm technical support for ADB?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
The participants who have just joined, please know we are now having the breakout discussion group. So please choose the one that you like from the three, and please join the discussion. Thank you very much. Hello. The participants who have just joined, please know that we are now having the breakout room discussion. So you can join any of the three discussion groups that you are interested in and contribute to the discussion. Thank you so much.
Hi, Amy, can I ask a question?
Hi, everybody who just joined. We do have breakout rooms going on right now. You're able to move to whichever one you like. So just give me 1 second.
Emily,
Yes.
yes. So we are now in a breakout session. How do you know how many minutes are remaining?
Let me see. Just like before, the person who opened it will have that information if they set it up to have a timer. We won't
Yeah,
though.
60 minutes. Okay. Okay, so we can't monitor how many minutes are remaining.
Correct. Let's see. We started at about I'd say we started what about 5 or 7 minutes after the top of the hour? Do you think?
Yes, so yeah. So it's about 20 minutes past, I guess.
I would say so.
Okay, I will check the person else. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello, for the guests who just joined, we are now having the breakout discussion session, and there are 3 groups. So please choose the one you are interested in and join the discussion. We're now having the breakout discussion group. You can join any of the discussion group you like and just take part in the discussion. Thank you so much. Hello, the guest who has just joined our session. Now we are having a breakout discussion session. So please choose any of the groups that you would like to join and participate in the discussion. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Aisha Msoka. I am calling from Tanzania, and so I missed the presentation. I can work with those guys on tools and application of quantifying value of water.
Yeah, so we are having now the discussion on this topic. So if you're interested in tools and application 1, please choose the room 1 and you can join the discussion now.
Okay, so how do I do that? I should click breakout rooms, room 1,
Exactly.
join.
In the room 1, yeah, and join. Hello, for the guest who just joined, please know that we are now having the breakout discussion session. So please choose the one that you'd like to join and take part in the discussion. Thank you very much. Hello, for the participants who have just joined, we're now having a breakout discussion group session. So please choose the one that you like to join and to contribute to the discussion. I think you can do so. Yeah, you can do so by clicking the breakout and choosing a room. Thank you so much. Hello, the participant who have just joined. We are having now the breakout discussion session. So you can choose any of the breakout session group that you would like to join and just participate in the discussion. Thank you very much. Hi, the participant who have just joined, we're now having the breakout discussion in the three groups. So please choose any of the groups that you would like to join and participate in the discussion. But it's ending in about 10 minutes, so you may want to hurry. Thank you so
Can
much.
you hear me? Can you
Yes,
hear me? This is
yes.
Betty Rivera from Manila Water. How do I go to the breakout sessions? Because of what I see is only names per room.
Room 123, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can click on join button next to the room. Room 1, join, room 2, join. Do you see that?
I see. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone's here. We are still in time. Okay, good. Yes, okay. If everyone's already here, let us proceed to the next session, which is a summary session to present the discussion outcomes from the breakout. So I'll give the floor to Serena Kawuchi, who is the Associate Program Officer, Academic Officer from the United Nations University in Dresden. Over to you, Serena. Are you here?
I think they're still having their session, I guess.
Ah, okay. Okay,
It's
then,
closing in about 5 seconds.
okay. Okay, is everyone here, I guess? So thank you very much and welcome back. And now we proceed to the summary session, and I'll give the floor to Serena from the UNEU Flores to take over the moderatorship. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I have to say that we had a very lovely presentations which showed, first of all, the general value that water could be added to the system, to the ecosystem, but likewise how the systems could add value to water. In this case, we decided to focus mainly on wastewater, and now industry could gain more value by reusing it, and at the same time, how to enhance actually the value of water reuse. We move on as courses on which were the main means for improving actually the implementation of water reuse, moving from financial, but also barriers, looking at how to move forward barriers for implementing water reuse. And afterwards, we moved to the next topic, which was which industry are the most affected maybe by potential water reuse and the one that could be gaining more value. We look at potential problematic related to size and how water is used. Of course, the perception of using water is mostly more impacting the end product, so processes that do take water in their end product, rather than, for example, manufacturing. But on the other side, we move in area in which water scarcity, it's already a problem. It's really strong, felt by both the industries, but also population. Options like wetlands and reusing oil and gas, for example, that are now back to the hype in terms of industries and producing chain. There we have seen how reusing wastewater might be adding value to the ecosystem by creating new greener space, but at the same time also agriculture production for saline water environment, but also cooling effect in very dry area. This is just one of the small example, and I would reword back to you. How do you think we could add value to water by reusing wastewater? I would leave it to the floor, and thank you, Amy, for the time.
Thanks, Selena. Would you like to continue and facilitate the summary session?
Absolutely. I
Sure.
think that was related to the working group 2. Of course, if there are any questions, how do you think that valuing water could be an asset to move forward sustainable development? I believe that that's the time to speak up, because I've been speaking maybe for a corner on how to add value, but I think ecosystem services, how financial means could help actually to increase the sensibilization toward water. How can we use water scarcity to really push also the policymakers in making action towards policies that are more water sensitive. So how do you think could be adding value to water? I would leave the floor to any of you that want to speak. And I would like also to ask the group 1 and 2 to present their outcome to further foster your discussion. So I would go straight to working group 1 so that we gain the floor.
Thank you very much, Serena. So we are from working group 1. So we actually, our breakout session is mainly focused on tools and applications of quantifying the value of water. And we had an excellent, 3 presentations. And the presentation is one about approaches for economic valuation of water resource management and planning in Asia. And the other presentation is about the water pricing in practice, agricultural water pricing in China. And the third presentation, we talk about value of water for agriculture, culture, and societies. So out of these 3 presentations, we come up with some takeaway messages. So mainly we discuss about the first presentation on the water budgeting table, like the necessity of the water budgeting table is very important for the developing nations, since there is a lot of imbalance between water supply and demand. So that is one key takeaway message we realized. And the other one is about strengthening exports from water-rich to water-stressed regions, which need to be considered. And at the same time, we need to be thinking about the public attitude constraints as well. And of course, there are several methods, but I think it is also very important how we can actually standardize the different methods to evaluate of the water, valuation of the water. And other keynote one is about Chinese context. So what are the appropriate water pricing reforms is required in terms of agriculture sector? So this is what actually we discussed in that. And finally, the other presentation we discussed about the injustice between different sectors, because in case of Bali, they have like conflicts among the different sectors. For instance, the tourism as well as the agriculture sector because of the water resources. So how we can actually minimize these conflicts, and what are the best policies we can actually support to have a good cooperation among the sectors. So these are the things actually we discussed, and these are the key messages actually we come up with in our session. And after that, we did actually the Mentimeter session, but due to time lag, so we couldn't do that much. So yeah, that is an outcome of our session.
I think that if we want, we can also leave it on the website of the Water Week and ask our colleagues to maybe answer afterwards. But thank you, Mohan. And we move now to group number 2, which is the ADB, and floor is yours.
Great, thank you very much. And I just wanted to thank our speakers, David Raitzer, Dale Whittington, and as Asa said, you say, because we got cut off mid, we were having a good discussion, but no, our group looked at the use of contingent valuation, the willingness to pay to value water, which is something very important, particularly, from our perspective from the Asian Development Bank, where we need to be able to accurately look at the economic benefits, do the economic analysis to justify or support investments in water, as well as other things like tariff design for sustainability. So it was really good to hear, what is contingent valuation? How is it used? How is it important for financing institutions like ADB? Also really interesting to hear how technology is changing our ability to do surveys for better and for worse. Technology does lower the cost of doing surveys and makes it much easier and quicker to reach people. But at the same time, you do lose benefits from face-to-face interaction, which does tell you so much. We also talked about, common pitfalls. What if the issues around contingent evaluation when there's not enough time or resources dedicated to surveys? There's risks of not asking the right questions. So you may have a lot of data, but if not collected properly, it's not going to give you the right answers. And we talked about, what are some of the solutions around that to address that. So it was quite interesting to have all of these perspectives on what could be done to address some of the issues that come up in contingent valuation. So I will just stop there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alison. And Amy, if you wish, I give back the floor to you. And
Yes, thank you very much. We have about 7 minutes left. So if there are any questions or discussion question that you would like to, suggest to the audience, I think we can utilize.
I see one question in the chat, which was the question about NFTs. If you see room for NFTs. Which I'm not and this is from Samir Safaya. So maybe please could you further explain?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the non-fungible token idea. So you tokenize water. Is there room for that? Do you see that being? Yeah, I see some smiles. Other people have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you know what I mean by tokenizing water, do you see that as a mechanism by which we could actually price it accordingly in every, well, in certain places?
So who is willing to answer? I do see. Maybe I might go back to Alison. Would you, as there is on economic power here?
Yeah, I do see NFTs. That is becoming a trend, and I'm watching it very closely. But I don't think that I am informed enough to weigh in and form a position on this. But definitely something interesting trend watching closely.
But maybe we could revert directly the question to you, as you could add on even an additional value to the discussion. So what is your opinion on NFTs? Not, I just say to Samir Safaya.
I mean, I'm relatively new to NFTs myself, but I saw them popping up everywhere in Hong Kong for artworks, for all kinds of digital products and so on. But, it's just another form of pricing on a good that people can it can be established onto anything, really. The only reason I mentioned it is because it's a digital form, it's quick to move, and it's sort of an area that I think speaks to a lot of people in the younger generation who are trying to understand the value of all ecosystem services and their readiness to pay for it. Perhaps this makes it a bit more exciting as well for the investment community, but yeah, it's a bit less regulated, so it's not exactly, it's a bit of a Wild West situation, but I think it's an interesting one to consider moving forward in certain areas. But it's also perhaps a way to preserve certain assets so that they're not just freely exchanged, because there's a baseline amount of water that you want to keep, and there's going to be an environmental flow requirement that is met. So if everyone agrees that, okay, this is the baseline which we should not breach, then you can also sort of sanctify that through a kind of NFT.
Thank you also for your opinion. So I would move, then there are a couple of other questions in the chat, and please feel free also to either raise your hands or just type it on the chat. So we have one question is that, could you please give us an important points on contingent evaluation in water sector? And I think we go back to Alison, if I'm not wrong.
Sure, Anjali, I hope you joined our session. That's what the debate was about. I will try and summarize that again, but I would please request Dale, David, and Asa to jump in where we missed anything, where I missed anything. But we basically talked about, what needs to be considered in the design of good CVM. It comes down to, the design phase, having the right question, having the right contingent valuation scenarios, so it's clear to households what they're being asked about when it comes to their willingness to pay, what service are they being provided, how much water will be improved in terms of volume, quantity. In the implementation, we talked about, the really important value of face-to-face and pre-testing. So that pre-testing will, let you know whether that scenario is correctly framed, whether people understand it, but also, body language and reading them and picking up any cultural context and hints is also really important as well. And then on the analysis as well, so picking up that data and being able to analyze it. So I think there's several stages where we needs to be considered in conducting good CVM surveys to make sure that you're getting the data that you need to make informed policy decisions. So I'll stop there, but maybe if others who are in our breakout session wanted add, please feel free.
Yeah, you can also please add also colleagues, your comments in the chat so that we can populate that one too. I have one more question, and maybe that one I reverted to Professor Kensuke. That is perhaps in the near future, we require digital awareness and infrastructure then to value water. That was one of the answers on how can we add value. And then maybe you can give some further explanation.
Well, I think, the water have a lot of forms. So it is not really uniform. So it is challenging, to value what, for example, polluted water, saline water, fresh water, flood water are, it's all different. And the water, good for people, good for fishes, good for trees are all different. Are similar sometimes, but so even the digital technology, which is good in the fine calculation, it is challenging. But in the future, they might, they're having a similar like artificial intelligence wise, in order to simulate how people think. I think the most important thing is that if you have a value of water, investor, they can judge how much money to be invested to clean up water. A contingency variable method is one of their methods, but in the future we might be able to do this. That's true, but not currently. Thank you. We need to have some accumulation of data.
Thank you. How are we with the time, Emmy? Because I have one last question, but otherwise we can ask the speakers to freely answer in the chat.
Yes, official time is closed, but we still have kind of buffer time for 5 minutes. I think we can accommodate the 1 or 2 questions.
Okay, thank you. So then isn't where the water footprint assessment methods become useful? We just need to have a real-time monitoring of water resource, green, blue, and gray. Who wants to answer a question in relation to the monitoring of water in all its form, and how is the importance about assessing it and how we can define also in valuing water, the water footprint. Maybe any of you wants to, I would give the floor either to Professor Jean-Ella Chakar or to Isabella Giorgio or to Sarosh. I think here we have multiple people that could answer. Who wants to take the floor? Then I might go myself in case. Jean, do you want to reply?
Serena, could you please?
So it's about that the question was, how can you add value to water? And then it is related to assessing the footprint that water might have on the industry have on water footprint, and then monitoring the gray, blue, and green water. So you have any idea whether that could be a way to also add value and to make it that more viable for implementation?
So based on my presentation, if you remember, so in the last slide, the policy recommendation, one of the recommendations was to, let's say, to compare the footprint, let's say, and the impact of using such water based on different technologies. So, of course, because before deciding what is the best or what is the optimal way to be used, we need to do such analysis. And of course, the usages of such water will differ based on the quality of the treated water. We can have, let's say, a water which is very well treated. Maybe we can think about using it for irrigation. If it is less treated, it might be also used maybe for municipal use. So all usages will depend on the quality of the water itself based on the analysis we need to do prior to the final usage.
Thank you, Shan. I think I will give back the floor to our colleague, Emmy, and please let me know if we have time for summaries.
Yes, maybe by summary by you mean, for 1
Yes,
minute?
or if we have got time.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We do.
Okay, then please, I will keep that short because I think if you were having the chance to join the different breakout rooms, you had the possibility to have a really good excursus through tools, but also means on adding value water. And we hope that with this session, you also had the possibility to see how such tools can be then used and implemented in real application with different case studies. We know that valuing water is still an open topic where especially financial means are required, but also integrated methods that look at new technologies and also a way to overcome challenges that are most of the time also social related needs still to be addressed. So I would recommend you to follow that line, but also seeing water as a very finite, so not infinite resource. And please try to think in the optic that even if indirectly touching upon your life, water is really the vital corner of all the activity that are human, but also natural made. I think I can close with that. And I would, from my side, really thank you also, UNU IAS, for being the lead on the organization on this session. And I really thank you all for being here and having had the time to share your opinion with us. Emmy, floor is yours.
Thank you very much for the excellent summary. And for your information, for more information about what we are doing, I have uploaded some of the files here, and I will try to upload more of it if speakers agree, the presentation materials or links as such. So thank you very much. The session is now officially closed. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I wish you have a very good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.